Hey, what's up everyone? This is Biospark. I go by that handle on EOCF, and I go by Plox on BNet. I'm making this video for my second installment on a series of threads that I'm going to be posting over the next week or 2 weeks. They're basically going to cover some basic strategy and just general ideas of how to play Starcraft 2 correctly. I see a lot of people just diving in, kind of, doing whatever they want, but you're not going to get very far, just by messing around. So, without further ado, I chose to play a practice league match. Now, I'm not a pro or a veteran by any means, but I do have a solid grasp of the concepts of the game, and I thought I did a lot of things correctly in this match, and I wanted to go over them and share them with you. This guy that I got matched up with is probably going to be your standard copper or bronze player. So, I mean, he'll really show you the difference that, proper techniques make when you're playing this game. So, let's get started here. So, first of all, obviously, you set your guys to mine, and, obviously I'm not doing anything different from this guy. But let's take a look at what I'm doing here. I'm rallying my first SCV over to a unmanned mineral patch. Now you'll notice when the second SCV starts, I'm doing the exact same thing. I just chose a different new unmanned mineral patch. So we wait for our next SCV, and you'll notice my unit count now right up here in this corner is 9 out of 11. So what we do at this point is I queue up another SCV after the 11th, and I'm timing this SCV. I'm going to move him down to my ramp and build that supply depot just as I hit 100 minerals. No time wasted, nothing of that sort. So let's go back up here, nothing really going on. I left my rally point alone at this point because every mineral patch has at least one SCV on it. So let's look back over here, nothing different except my opponent's building a supply depot and a barracks right off the bat. Which, yeah, that's standard, but in 1v1 play, you're going to be on a lot of maps that have narrow pathways or ramps like this one. You want to block this off, especially if you're playing Terran or Protoss. If you're playing, let's say, someone that's going to rush, Zerg players generally open up with Zerglings or Roaches or something. If you can block those off initially or create a much more narrow choke point, it's going to give you a huge advantage at the beginning of the game. So you'll notice at 13 supply depot, or 13 supply, I actually started building my first barracks. At 14, I throw down a new supply depot, and I simultaneously build a refinery. 15, nothing special. We're still waiting. I'm still training another SCV. You'll notice my nothing's really, we're both doing the same thing at this point. Now, you'll notice my refinery just went up. We're still waiting 10, 15 seconds for this one to go up. So I'm already a little bit ahead of the count. But here's the important part. 16, I throw down the second racks, and at 17, I should be building my orbital command. So let's see. Not building anything, apparently. Some bad macro management there. But yeah, there it goes. At 16, 17, you want to begin building it if you're doing some sort of rush. Now, I went over this in the thread, but every race has some sort of macro management ability or unit that's available to them pretty early on in the game. If you're not using those, you're really wasting a lot of time. This orbital command allows me to drop down a mule just like this one, and he lasts for 90 seconds and gathers minerals at a much faster rate than SCVs. So you'll notice I put up 2 racks up simultaneously, and I'm building a reactor and a tech lab on these two, where this one I already threw up a tech lab immediately when this guy was done building. So you'll notice my first Marauder's out, I sent him in back, and my opponent right now has 3 Marines at the moment. So I have 1 tier 1.5 unit, whereas my opponent has 3 tier 1 units. Now, at this point, not much is going to change. I'm paying attention to my supply count up in the right hand, top right hand of the screen. I'm throwing up another supply depot at 29 because this is when I'm going to start pumping out units. You'll notice my next Marauder has already popped out, actually 2 Marauders while I was talking. So that's 3 tier 1.5 units to my opponent's 4 tier 1 units. Now, I'm not saying, this player is bad by any means, but this is most likely, this is your standard copper and bronze play. You're pumping out units slowly, and you're just, you're making a lot of mistakes that, you just don't know better. Now, here's a big problem. You'll notice my opponent decided to go Reapers. Now, there's nothing wrong with Reapers, except for the fact that he's got 1 barracks. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 5 Reapers queued up, and that's money that's being wasted. Reapers take a long amount of time to build, and you're also spending money that could be used to continue building your base, teching up, throwing down supply depots. They're all tied up in this barracks with the 4 other Reapers you got queued up. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way. No one ever corrected me, but I think I'm probably saying queued wrong. Anyway, you'll notice my barracks I got 1, 2 Marines being built simultaneously with 1 in the queue. 2 is not a problem. If I had another one queued up, it's not a problem. Same thing here, Marauder. I got 1. This one, 1. I have absolutely no resources being hung up in my barracks, just waiting for units to be made. If I happen to notice I'm being supply choked or something, hey, I got that money, I can throw it down now, I can build a supply depot. It's not being tied up in here. I don't have to find what barracks, do I have a couple guys here? Yeah, I'll cancel this one. Oh, okay, I'll cancel this one. Now I'll throw down my supply depot. You want to keep spending money quickly and efficiently, but you don't want it tied up in, building 5 guys at the same time coming out of 1 barracks. So let's continue. I got a couple people messaging me here. Litz actually from EOCF. So I'm throwing down supply depots almost constantly because I'm pumping out units at this time. Now notice this, my guys are just walking down this ramp. These Marines have been attacking this pile of rocks for a long time. So let's watch them just for a split second. This is going to go down. I'll speed it up for you guys so we don't get bored. Okay, so notice theirs goes down right now. Okay, so with these 4 units that have been sitting here, trying to break this barrier down, I just got mine here like, 10 seconds ago. You'll notice mine is already down. I mean, not only do I have more units, more than half of the units that I have are, vastly superior to the tier 1 Marines. Now, here's the problem. This we're not going to dive into for a little while. I'm not going to write a new post about this, but this is micromanagement. This is what I was talking about. You'll notice he has 4 Marines, and he just tossed them out. He sent them to my base, probably to start breaking down that barrier, and he's probably back at base looking at, God knows what. So, boom. They're gone. He didn't even try to turn them around or anything. Whereas here, I got 2 Reapers coming at me, and yeah, it's not a problem, but, I got 3 Marines up front. I don't want to deal with it. So as soon as I run into him, boom, I'm not dealing with him. I get a couple pot shots off, and I keep moving. I notice they hopped a cliff. Screw it. It's over. I'm going left. Let's take a quick look. My opponent has decided to expand somewhat early, which in this situation, in a practice league or copper, bronze, this is probably a good idea because they wall those off for a reason. These paths, if he didn't destroy his, it would take me a good amount of time to break them normally, especially if I wasn't, that great of a player. But the fact that he chose to expand and destroy this barrier really kind of baffles me. This is completely wide open. You don't want to do stuff like this, especially if you're Terran. If you're going for an early expansion, a bunker doesn't hurt, but throw it down here, not up here. Anyway, that's not the point. I don't even know why I'm mentioning that, but let's keep going. Something else you'll notice. Yes, this is my main group right here, right? But I have all these barracks up here constantly producing units. Okay, this is 7 minutes 55 seconds into the game, and I'm making units constantly. Keep in mind, I'm also I don't have 5 units queued up at every single barracks. Reasonable. If anything goes wrong, I can pop back and start building stuff. But another thing you'll notice, this barracks, this barracks, this barracks, you'll notice these rally points. they're all rallied to my initial rush. So I have this constant stream of units going all the way back to my base. They're going to keep following my guys in as I'm attacking. This is the macro that I was talking about. This is so crucial, especially if you're rushing. Because, yeah, having, what do we have here? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got, my initial rush was 13 units. Also, let's go back there real quick. Another example of micro. So I'm coming in right here, blah blah blah, I'll speed this up. Now I see the expansion, but I choose not to go for it first. I figure, why not? Let's pop out some SCVs. And notice a barracks. I go down, I lose one Marine, no big. Now I'm down here. So I'm, this is gone. This is completely gone. I send my Marines off to the SCVs, they're gone, blah blah blah. It's time to move up. Now notice this, they're all clumped up at this point. I chose to move them back a little bit. I move them back forward, now they're a nice group, thin them out again, and now I send them up. I'm still going to lose a Marauder. I should have probably sent one or two of those yellow guys back, but at this point it's over. I charge in. My opponent has 4 Reapers in that barracks. He's got one more Reaper there, and he's got 3 Marines training in the barracks, whereas I, at this point, this is the end, by the way, but I have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I have 25 units by the time he had 4 Reapers, the 4 Marines that I killed, and the 1 extra Reaper that popped out at the end. I mean, this is what macro is for. I mean, 24, 25 units to 8 units, and this is the difference that it makes. I'm not even a great player by any means. I'm okay. I can micromanage well. I can not well, I should take that back. My micro's horrible, but I can macro very well. And if you follow this thread that I posted, you go over these ideas, these concepts, I promise you they will make you a better player in 1 or even 2 days. You'll notice huge leaps, especially if you don't know tricks like rallying units and whatnot. I mean, you're going to take huge steps. So yeah, that was a good game, and this game lasted 9 minutes. So yeah, this was all macro. So yeah, keep up. I'm gonna make more videos if I can. If my sound quality's bad, I'm really sorry. I'm recording with a headset, and it's 10 o'clock, so I don't want to be yelling or anything. I want to be kind of quiet. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm on BNet all the time now when I'm not at work, and school starts very soon. So there'll be plenty of replays that I'd like to show you guys, and hopefully everyone can learn something. Alright, take care, guys.